Hello everybody and welcome to Elgato Gaming. Today's video we're going to be focusing on the best class setup for the M1 Carbine and giving you the best opportunity to make it as consistent as possible. This weapon's damage profile is 40 up to 25 meters, 35 up to 50 meters, and then everything beyond 50 meters will be 30 damage. But without any attachments on the weapon, it'll be 3 shots to kill up to 50 meters, and then beyond 50 meters it will be 4 shots to kill, as long as you're not shooting through anything. So the 3 attachment class setup I'm going to be running for this weapon is extended mags, high caliber, and that advanced rifling. Even though most maps stay within that 50 meter sight line, you're wondering probably why am I using that advanced rifling, because all that does is just double up my ranges, but I'm already 3 shots to kill up to 50 meters. Well, let me go ahead and explain a little bit about how this part works. The tricky part ends up coming around with the high caliber portion of it. If you shoot somebody once to the head, once to the body, it will be a 2-shot kill with high caliber up to 25 meters. Then beyond 25 meters up to 50 meters, it'll be 2 shots to the head required to actually lower that time to kill from 3 shots down to 2. And everything beyond 50 meters will be 2 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head, will actually make it 3 shots to kill. So by running these attachments together, I make it so that 1 shot to the body, 1 shot to the head will be a kill up to 50 meters. Then everything beyond 50 meters, if you do land 2 headshots, it will put them down, but beyond that, everything else will be 3 shots to kill unless you get 2 headshots. So when it comes to the class setup, you could definitely swap out that advanced rifling for a reflex sight or a 4x sight. That's something you prefer. But in general, this is just going to lead to more consistent gunfights, especially at those medium to long range, bringing that time to kill in 2 shots all the way down to 155 milliseconds, which is definitely one of the fastest time to kills in the game. I'm going to go ahead and leave that class setup on the screen just for a little bit. So if you have enjoyed the video so far, do remember to hit that like button or enjoy any of the tips that I'm going to go ahead and go over. Make sure, again, you hit that like button. I do have a goal of 300 likes on this video. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn those notifications on. I tend to do Call of Duty content related to best class setups like you're seeing today, as well as other Call of Duty news, in-game updates, and then I also do subscriber breakdowns as well as other tip videos related to improving in Call of Duty. Any of that sounds interested, like I said, go ahead and subscribe with those notifications on. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. This is the part of the video where I kind of walk you through my thought process, kind of tell you what I'm thinking as I'm navigating through the map. These guys, I don't know what the heck they were doing. They were kind of camping a little bit in the corner. I came up, was able to kill them both. They were kind of a little bit out of the loop. But what I'll typically talk about is how to use the weapon class setup the way I've described it. So you can see right here, I'm taking a long sight line, trying to take people out. I take that guy out right off the truck. And I'm trying to really reposition. I know I have the S-mine here. I was trying to pick it up. For whatever reason, it wasn't allowing me to pick it up. I don't know if that was my teammates or something, but I thought I placed it down as I came up those stairs. I'm really trying to get positioned in this building because this building is the power position, especially when your enemies are spawning in this back left side. I do have a recon plane with ordnance, and as you can see on the class setup, I have ordnance just so I can cycle through those streaks just a little bit faster, and then I have that counter recon to stay off the map, or at least reduce the amount of time I'm seen on their mini map. Especially if they call in a recon, I'll have that counter ready often just so it just knocks that out. So they don't really know where I'm at unless I'm firing my weapon. Almost everything in the core game modes is related to the minimap and positioning yourself to win more gunfights. Versus hardcore, typically it's more about reaction time. Even though there's some map awareness going on, generally you just do want to position yourself. You can see that sight line is a pretty powerful sight line, and that's where those S-mines come into play. You can see my teammates still haven't pushed up at all. There's still a lot of them are just sitting in the back of the spawn. And that's why I'm able to get most of the kills. My teammates are just positioned back there. They generally won't push to get that map control. And pretty much every game mode, map control is key because that allows you to force the enemy to move out of cover and into your crosshairs for some pretty easy kills. So you're going to see a lot of these times I don't even get in gunfights because my gun skill isn't the best. I have pretty reasonable accuracy. I make sure my sensitivity is the right spot. I strafe when I do gunfights. I try to make sure I line up my shots so I don't miss. But overall, I'm not an amazing gunfight type player. I don't have the lightning quick reflexes. So a lot of times what I talk about in my videos is about positioning. And what I've seen is a lot of my subscribers that have better gun skill, they're able to take what I talk about in these videos and they master them, and they are way better players than I am. So you can see how I kind of rotate through the top of this building. I pretty much kind of rotate back from window to window. Looking at where my teammates are, they've stayed in the spawn the entire time. I'm not going to be like a chicken with my head cut off, run right into their spawn and end up dying. I do show off a little bit of that. You can play a lot faster, and I end up demoralizing these guys right at the end because I end up dying off a bogus death. So I decide, let me go ahead and finish this off. And that's more at the end of the game, and I take the play of the game at the end of the game. So you can see the S-mine ended up covering my back. I know the guy's coming through the doorway because I ended up seeing him pick up the tag. So I used that as intel, so I knew that someone was coming in. And if you're brand new to my channel, you're going to probably wonder, why is this guy using S-mines every which way? And to be honest with you, I think that S-mines are a lot better than teammates. So that's why I strategically place them to watch my back. If I was playing in duos or even a group of 3 different guys and I was in this building, I'd have one guy on this left side, one guy on the right, and we'd kind of cover for each other. But obviously in this scenario, none of my teammates have pushed up. Not one of them has came up into this building. Now we got a guy that comes up, he ends up dying. So a lot of times by strategically placing those S-mines, they give me map awareness, but also they allow me to hold my position on the map, and this pretty much controls the spawns. And that ties into the part that I was talking about before, where knowing where they're at, them not knowing where you're at, you're being able to position to win those gunfights before they even start, so you don't really take any damage. Also, what I've been able to show off is how quickly you can cycle through those streaks for map awareness. I have those recons going, and then I get the counter recon. And then I get the fighter pilot, which allows me to fly by and get a good overview of the map and see anyone that's not running mountain. And then pretty much based off of that, I can position, get some easy kills, and then go ahead and cycle through the next recon, which cycles through the next counter recon, which cycles through the next fighter pilot. So pretty much it's an endless cycle. As long as you stay alive, get some easier kills, position yourself the right way, you should be able to cycle through those streaks on a regular basis with ordnance. Then obviously if you're a player that goes on longer streaks and you're just really going for a streak, and maybe playing domination, you just want to go on a longer kill streak, you might want to cycle those up to maybe paratroopers or something else that'll cycle through just a little bit easier with blitzkrieg, or keep that ordnance. That's why I think it's so valuable. You can see these guys trying to nade me, and that's why I'm in a position, because right here the window that they would have to throw it in, the angle just wouldn't work out. And here's where I kind of trust my teammates. I go ahead and rush down thinking that maybe I could help them out, and it turns out that basically I should have just stayed posted up in my position, because the second I moved out down there, I ended up getting shot by this guy who had a suppressor. Even though there was a lot of action going on, I was poorly positioned. If I was stayed in that room, I probably could have just kept that streak going a little bit longer, using this to clear out the area, get a little bit more map awareness. Like I said, that's what you typically use it for. I've kind of got a better idea on how to choose the angles, because I've spent a lot of time using the fighter pilot and how to maximize those kills. Obviously some maps are better than others. Probably St. Marie du Mont is one of the worst maps for a fighter pilot, but you can still get some pretty decent kills. You can see the time to kill is still pretty good, even without rapid fire. And in all honesty, most people won't actually reach that trigger cap where rapid fire will actually kick in. So one thing I do want to talk about is that this is the best class setup in my opinion. Obviously there's different people that have different play styles. Maybe you run FMJ if you're going to play on gridiron. Maybe you need a sight. Obviously there's a lot of different variables, but overall this gun will give you the most consistency with this setup. And consistency for me means that every time I fire this weapon into an enemy, I will only get 3 hit markers or less, unless I'm obviously shooting through an object. And for me, that's very important, because I'd hate to get 4 hit markers. And the main reason for that is because with 4 hit markers, that brings your time to kill up to 465 milliseconds, which in all honesty is probably one of the worst time to kills in the game for any weapon in the game. So now at this point, I've died a couple times. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously the guy was running up. He shot me in the back. Kind of a little bit of poor timing on my end. I should have just kind of waited it out. But this guy, he was really thirsty. I've killed him so many different times. He's coming up the stairs, trying to get in from every which way, walking from the outside. I've killed him, so it's kind of pissed off. And you'll run into that, especially when you go on longer streaks. People don't tend to like to get killed consecutively without actually being able to return that favor to you. So a lot of times you'll see that the longer you go on streaks and the better you get at the game at maintaining longer streaks, you'll tend to see that people are trying to kill you. And as you can imagine, we're going to see that airborne guy running through the stairs again, trying to jump shot kill me. He's tried to jump shot from every which angle, even when he was downstairs, even when I was in the window and he was coming out of spawn, which is just nonsense. Obviously you can see he's coming for me. He's trying to get in there. But overall, it didn't do anything. I'm positioned better. Even though he has SMG, I'm elongating that range just a little bit. So regardless of what SMG it is, it's probably going to be a 4 or 5 shot kill, because he's not going to be within that 3 shot kill range as he comes through the door. Already pre-aiming, you can see take that guy out. And I'm just kind of rotating back again like I was in the beginning of the map. And what you're going to see is I do have a teammate pushing through the spawn. I have a teammate on this left side. And at this time I didn't know that, but one of the enemy team is pushing through our spawn. So eventually that's going to cause the spawns to flip. And you can see that this entire match I was positioned in this room, always looking into the spawn, always had that map control. And then at a certain point, once my teammates started to get involved and the enemy team started to get involved, it actually switched the whole rotation. So right here, you're going to see that I acknowledge that the spawns are about to flip as soon as they actually flip. And then I change my behavior and automatically push to the other side. One thing I did want to point out is I am playing kill confirmed. I'm not being an objective whore and going for tags and being stupid and just running out in the open. But typically I change up that behavior depending on how far we are ahead. Obviously with the lead we've had the entire match, it's not really something I was concerned about. So I was really focusing on just going on longer streaks, showing off what the weapon can do. You can see right here the spawns flip. So now I'm debating, okay, which way do I want to go? Do I want to cut through here? Or I want to cut through the right side. That's pretty much what I ended up going, cutting through the right side, peeking, seeing where people are at, trying to line up the shots. No one knew I was there, so I'm going to rotate around. I see that the guy is coming up over here on the mini-map, so I'm able to go around for that flank. Come around, I saw him, I fired the shot. He probably either didn't hear or notice that I shot at him, not paying attention to the mini-map. Take out that guy, come around here, and I'm pushing through the spawn a little bit more aggressively. As I rounded the corner, I could have potentially reloaded because I only had 16 bullets right here. End up snapping on, taking out that guy, and then I continue pushing through. I reload, and then now I have a full magazine, cover my back in case anyone decides to push that way, and then just kind of peeking around, see my teammate rushing this way, take out this guy with the shield, and then rotate with my teammate. I see that he ends up getting shot and killed, take that guy out, push up a little bit, and there ends up being more people. I'm kind of baiting the tags a little bit so that I know if it's safe to push up and grab them. You can see I continually just feed on these guys, come around. I only have one bullet, I land the bullet, and then I got to switch over to the pistol, take that guy out. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit that like button. Like I said, I do have a goal of 300 likes, so if we can get there, I really appreciate that on this video. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, still watching, it's already been 10 minutes. If you are still watching, you should probably click that subscribe button with notifications on so you don't miss out on any future content. And then something I did want to start doing in all of my videos is give a special shout out to those subscribers who support the channel on a monthly basis by becoming VIP members. I do appreciate that extra support you guys give the channel by doing that on a monthly basis. If you'd like to become a VIP member, go ahead and check out the description below. I do appreciate you guys all for watching and supporting the content. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.